Prior to COVID-19, 60% of patients in senior homes would go the entire year without one visitor. That's without one visitor. Once the pandemic struck and the senior homes were closed, that number quickly rose to 100%. But one organization has been working to make sure the seniors don't feel isolated, and they're doing it one card at a time. Take a look. The GlamourGals are dedicated volunteers made up of high school and college students who spend time with seniors living in residential homes. During these visits, the young women give free beauty makeovers with makeup and manicures to the residents. They also use the time to make connections and conversation. The over 1,300 volunteers of this nonprofit organization work hard to make sure seniors understand the younger generation cares. But when COVID hit, these GlamourGals wanted to make sure they could still be part of the seniors' lives so they weren't feeling completely isolated. They pivoted and began a card and letter writing campaign throughout the chapters in the US and Canada. So far, the GlamourGals have delivered 5,000 cards to seniors who are still in COVID lockdown. Joining me today is Rachel Doyle. She's the founder and CEO of the nonprofit GlamourGals. Rachel, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Rachel, I got to tell you, first of all, as a doctor in training, I worked in a nursing home, and it is extremely lonely. And I would always say to myself, my goodness, I hope that when I get this age, I don't have to come here because I feel like no one's paying attention, no visitors. It just was really, really sad.
You know, you make a great point, and so many in care they don't have that choice. If you look at how our communities are organized, we live far away from the ones that we love. So that's why GlamourGals is so important.
You know, you started this in high school at the age of 17. I mean, how do you start something like this at the age of 17?
I think I've always been a really civic-minded person, but it was really when my grandmother passed away in a senior home. And I wanted to honor her memory. I knew some of the reason that she passed away was due to isolation that she faced. And I thought, why not organize my friends to go into the local senior home where I live and bring that chatter and energy that teenagers have and help reduce that isolation and have a grandmother for a day. And it's this life that teenagers bring into an activities room that makes the GlamourGals signature makeover so unique, and the connections that they create so important for our communities.
You know, you talk about bringing life. It's almost like when you see grandparents who kind of been doing their things for a while and there's a new baby and the grandparents all of a sudden have life again. They're excited. They just feel reinvigorated.
You know, I think it's important to note that we worked with young people in high school and in college. And what's really interesting is that they're both very fragile populations, teenagers and older adults. And this fragility, I think it creates a bond that when you start to talk about things that might be bugging you or that you're proud of or that the stories you want to share, all of a sudden it's like a floodgate. And both the teen and the senior have the opportunity to be transformed by the simplicity of a wonderful conversation together.